Have you ever fantasized about winning the lottery and having tons of money in your bank account? Of course you have. Every once in a while, we all imagine a life where we have so much money that we never have to work again or be able to buy all the riches that life has to offer. Like beautiful big houses, multiple luxurious cars, expensive designer clothes, exotic vacations throughout the year, etc., etc. The list goes on. Everyone wants to be rich and wealthy in life. But what exactly do the words rich and wealthy mean? What is the difference? I'm sure most of us growing up or even as adults assume that both words mean more or less the same thing, but in reality, they don't. And in this video, I'm going to show you that when it comes to finances, how these two words have two different meanings to them, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll definitely want to focus on being wealthy. Hey everybody, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and if you like the video, make sure you give it a like as well, and also hit that notification bell. Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the famous book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, explains that the main difference between rich and wealthy is the rich have lots of money, but the wealthy don't worry about money. Now what exactly does it mean? A person who is rich will typically have a lot of money, but the money is only good for a finite amount of time, wherein that person normally has to work for it, whereas being wealthy equates to financial freedom, and the wealthy person doesn't really worry about making money, even if they are not working. To put it simply, a rich person has to keep working to make money and stay rich, while a wealthy person can make money even while sleeping. Now let's break this down further and try to understand more in depth by focusing on the rich first. The rich have lots of money. A rich person is someone who normally earn high-range salaries that can afford them most luxuries in life, which, to a great degree, is sustained through their monthly paychecks. They usually spend freely and are more than happy to flaunt their flashy lifestyle to outsiders through their big houses, luxurious cars, designer clothes, and posting their pics from exotic locations via Instagram. This flashy lifestyle is what makes their money less sustainable and finite. Let's take a short example. Say your annual income is $480,000, which comes up to $40,000 per month. However, you're heavily influenced by rich lifestyle and have this obsessive need to fit in the high-class society, and as a result, your average monthly expenses come up to $32,000. This only helps to save about $96,000 annually, and let's assume you're not a total ignorant and you use your savings to earn some negligible income through some basic investment, which let's say earns you $4,000 more to take your annual savings to $100,000. Now, saving $100,000 per year is pretty good by most standards. In fact, it's fantastic. You're definitely rich. But what were to happen if you lose your job all of a sudden for XYZ reason? How long will you be able to sustain your rich lifestyle? Let's do a quick math. Savings of $100,000 divided by $32,000 will give you 3.1, which means you will survive just over 3 months. Even if you cut down few expenses, which I'm sure you will agree can be quite overwhelming if you are used to rich lifestyle. You would perhaps prolong your savings only for a few months more, but eventually you will have to find a job somewhere to sustain your rich lifestyle. So I hope this example helps you understand that a rich person is defined to a great degree by their income, and they spend almost as much as they earn to maintain their rich lifestyle, and in process never accumulate any real wealth and thus never truly achieve financial freedom. Couple of real examples of celebs who could have been wealthy but chose to be rich by having an extravagant lifestyle. Mike Tyson and Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent. Both of them earned hundreds of millions of dollars in their prime, but their free-spending, reckless lifestyle saw them burn through their earnings and file for bankruptcy. Now, I'm not saying being rich is bad. In fact, it is great and definitely much better than being poor, but what is even greater is being wealthy. So let's focus on the wealth part. Wealthy don't worry about money. While a rich person, as explained earlier in this video, can become poor, a wealthy person is an individual who is regularly able to generate income, quite often through multiple sources, to sustain their lifestyle even if they don't work. They basically learn how to make money, and they use this knowledge to sustain their wealth. They usually accumulate abundance of money by saving and living frugally, and they turn that money into assets by investing it in real estate or stock market, which can last generations. They don't rely on paychecks. They usually have low expenses, as in general, they aren't concerned about impressing others by flaunting their money. In fact, they value freedom and time over appearance. And to achieve this independence, they keep enhancing their financial education to learn more about making and managing it. So let's take the similar example as the one before. Say your annual income is $420,000, which is $35,000 per month. However, you're more focused on being financially independent and live frugally and save close to $20,000 per month, which annually comes to $240,000. Now, of that $240,000, let's say you keep $10,000 in savings as emergency fund and use the remaining $230,000 in several investments like real estate, stock market, commodities, etc., wherein you get an annual return rate of 10%. Now, before I go further, it's very important to understand that being wealthy is a marathon. It won't happen overnight and highly unlikely to happen in the next few months. It happens over a course of few years wherein you manage your money with utmost discipline to generate wealth. So to continue with the example, if you were to regularly invest $230,000 over the course of 5 years, you would have shelled out $1.1 million of your own money. However, with compound interest, you'd have roughly just under $1.8 million, thus achieving millionaire status. And with your average expense per year at $180,000, you will have achieved financial freedom, as $1.8 million with 10% annual return is $180,000, which is your expense. Now, even if your average return were to be 8% and your expenses were to reach $30,000, that would still help you live for another almost 5 years without any major financial worry. I'm sure that within this 5 years, you could figure out a way to make that money work for you to achieve absolute financial freedom. Again, these numbers are only for example purpose. In reality, depending on your savings and expenses and other unforeseen factors, it could take a lot longer or even less time for you to be wealthy and attain absolute financial freedom. Some of the real examples of super wealthy people are Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Warren Buffett. Now, of course, you don't need their level of money to become wealthy, as long as you manage to generate income more than your expenses through multiple sources via passive income. You can become wealthy. Just one more point before we conclude. One of the key factors that set the wealthy apart from the rest is that they don't work for money. They have money working for them. It is highly unlikely you will ever come across a wealthy person who got wealthy by working for money. They don't work for money. They leverage it. If you guys want to understand more in detail, please do subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon, as I will upload a video soon specifically on this topic to help you understand this concept better. Lastly, to summarize the difference between rich and wealthy, I will say not all rich people are wealthy, but all wealthy people are rich. So I hope this video helped you and educated you to some extent. And if you guys are interested to learn in detail about how to get wealthy and achieve financial freedom, I suggest you read these 5 books that will really help you out in life. First up, Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. Second, Creating Wealth by Robert G. Allen. Third, Cash Flow Quadrant by Robert Kiyosaki. Fourth, Stop Acting Rich by Thomas J. Stanley. Fifth, The Millionaire Mind by Thomas J. Stanley. These books provide incredible, unconventional advice on money and building wealth. You can learn a lot just by reading them. But if books aren't your thing, you can always do some research on Google or YouTube. In fact, I have this video right here to help you understand how in 10 ways you can become wealthy in a few years. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure you give it a like and also subscribe to the channel for more amazing content just like this one. Also, don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss another upload. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a lovely day.